Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to you a program which I call Tarot Monthly Horoscope for November 2018, and this is for you coming from Taurus. Let me shuffle the first card first, and the first area I'm going to tackle will be for your first 15 days of November. And the area I will tackle first is your job area for you coming from Taurus, is it? Yes, from Taurus. Now, you coming from Taurus, you are heading towards a lot of trouble in the first 15 days. And this card points to difficulties in all areas, but we are talking about your job firstly. And so this card is definitely going to cause problems in your job area, it promises. And so, is it with your colleagues? Is it with your bosses? Is it the mistakes you are going to make? Is it a danger of losing a job? There is a real danger of losing a job in the first 15 days because the mistakes are going to be very big ones. So you'll have to definitely concentrate on your job area if you want to keep it. And don't demand more money or make any demands because your position is very weak, it says, in the first 15 days where job is concerned. Next, about your business. Your business, it says, the possibility of growth is there. The possibility of new businesses are there, but the support from which you are operating is very weak. So don't go and take big bites at the chances of going to big business because this horoscope this card cannot support you. This card cannot support you. So try not to get yourself into a position where you'll have to go back and borrow money to just keep up what you have taken over. I'd rather you plan small, and that way you will be able to be much luckier in business. It's a card that shows growth. So the growth is possible even in a small way, but remain small. Because there are many obstacles which are shown on this card where business is concerned. The competition can be much stronger than you, it also says. So plan whatever you want to do in terms of expansion on a small scale and you should be fine. Your general finances, now I'm going to pull the next card to talk of your general financial situation in the first 15 days of November. And the card shows this. It's very weak. It's very weak. It's a card of fire. And so it says that you can get your fingers burnt, and the last thing you want is to be adventurous in any kind of financial situations because you won't be able to support what you get or what you want to do. So it's a very weak card in general finances. Just look after whatever business you have, and that should be good enough. Next, I want to talk to you about your area of romance for the first 15 days. And let's pull this card. It's a very beautiful card. It's a very beautiful card, which means that you can attract somebody for a new romance very easily. But it's a card that says, your thinking is divided and your actions are divided. So you'll want to find out from this new romance about what the expectancy from the new romance is going to be. Some things are not very agreeable, and with these differences of opinion, there can be also actions that boil over in terms of bad temper. So the card is not a bad card, but I see too many differences when I apply it to areas of romance. So if you find a new romance, be very careful, I would say. Understand the new romance first, and the attitude or the requirements or expectations of the new romance would not be too kind for you. Now I'm going to talk to you about your ongoing romance. This is a better card. There's a sign of infinity, which means that you can be together for a long time. But still, in the first 15 days, you have to tell yourself of November, first 15 days, there can be differences that go out of control. So since it's you listening to me, try to be very flexible and negotiable. Now I'm going to pull a card for you to talk about your first 15 days of marriage. It is a peaceful card, but it says differences are arising. So the important thing is it's a peaceful card. It's not going to lead to fights. It's not going to lead to unexpected severe problems. The only thing I would say is it's a card of finance. So the financial area in your marriage would be very touchy for some reason. So try to not broach that subject of finances too strongly. And the other area which I'm worried about would be to do with the rebelliousness. Well, it's you listening to me, so you don't want to be rebellious. If your marriage partner is being rebellious, give way, and you will see that you don't have to lose too much. Now I'm going to talk of the general family area, which includes your parents and your siblings, brothers and sisters. And again, it's a peaceful card. Peaceful card. It's a card that says that you can involve them in whatever you want in your area of marriage or romance. But it also says that, it's a card of Sagittarius, by the way, also says that try not to allow them to be stubborn or to make decisions. So you make your decisions yourself, no harm listening to their advice, nothing more than that. Okay? Now your general family area. Or I think I've just spoken to you about that. Let me see the overall romance, marriage and family area. Well, it does show that you have a lot of bending backwards, that means giving way a lot in romance, marriage and family areas. So if you can take that position of being very flexible, you'll do well. Now I want to talk to you about your next 15 days, your last 15 days, which have to do with your job firstly. So the last 15 days of November for you coming from Taurus. Let's see what the card says. A much, much better card than the first 15 days. Now you'll do very well in your job area. You'll find all the support from your bosses, all the support that you want. And you'll be extremely lucky. You may get the sense of more money or a promotion of some kind. So do your best in the last 15 days because you are attracting a lot of good attention which can produce some excellent moving upwards in your job area. This next card I pull will be to do with your business. And it's a much better card. It's a card of Mercury and Jupiter, which means in business, your business can grow, it can make money, it can expand, and it can give you the chance of definitely competing with any other business. So it's a very good card. The only downside I may feel, I see two positions of Jupiter on this card. It means stubbornness. So try not to remain stubborn in business and be flexible and negotiable. And I expect the last 15 days of November to definitely bring good news for you. I'm going to now pull a card for general finances, how you can gain money, how you're going to spend the money. And, oh, it's a wonderful card. It says that some contacts you have are very interested to wanting to do business with you firstly. It says that one business can give help to another business. So joint ventures would also be an extremely good idea for you. That's the main message here. The expansion is to do business with others together. So you have every chance in the last 15 days to expand your business that way. I'm going to now go to the area of romance for your last 15 days. Let's see what the card says. This is not a very good card. It says there's a gloomy approach in your romance area. And if I may just wonder why, it could come from something of a secretive nature that either you or your romance partner is suspicious of. So it's you listening to me, so lay your cards on the table and be as open as possible. And just keep a lookout as what your romance partner is up to. Regarding new romances, this card says that a new romance coming to you can bring problems. It's a romance of the black moon, which says that past problems of this new romance partner may overlap to you, which means you will either hear them and not be happy, or you will just find a new romance partner that brings about some kind of difficulties of settling down with you. That's what I would say. So the area of romance is like that. Now I'm going to pull the next card. It's about your marriage situation in the last 15 days, and this is a very good card. It's the card of strength. And so there is a lot of bonding and strength coming together in the last 15 days as far as your marriage is concerned. And it shows that you can be in control. That's a lovely part of it. But always remain flexible and always remain appreciable and always remain supportive. When you have a good card like this for you, and if you go the way of being supportive, appreciative, it makes the card even better. because it gets more encouragement from the other party. So a wonderful card that I pulled for you for marriage. Now let's talk of the general family, which also includes your parents, your siblings, brothers, sisters, and everybody. Well, this is not so good. It's a card that says, rather than get your parents or your siblings, brothers and sisters involved in your marriage or romance, it's better that you leave them outside of it. Their interference will not be doing too well. So keep them out of finding solutions, because you probably will not find solutions for this card. Their interference may make your marriage or romance area even more troublesome. Okay? Now I'm going to go to the area of finding your lucky ages. And your lucky ages for the month of, for the whole month of November this is. And hang on, is it you for Taurus? That's right. And for you coming from Taurus, I'm going to say that it's a card of Jupiter, very interestingly, not your best planet, but it's going to give you many opportunities. So if you happen to be the ages of 21 or 30 or 39 or 48 or 57 or 66 or 75, tell yourself you are going to be lucky. You are going to be lucky. But you may at the same time feel an over-exuberance of wanting to do things only your way and be very independent about it. So control this urge to dominate, because this is what Jupiter does for you, against you in Taurus. So control the urge to dominate, and I would say that if you're of these ages which I mentioned, you still can become very lucky. Try to be flexible, try to be supportive and appreciative, so that you can somehow mellow down this Jupiter planet. Now I'm going to talk to you about your lucky dates, D-A-T-E-S, for the month of November, whole month of November, for you coming from Taurus. It's a beautiful card. 3 planets, Mercury, Saturn and Venus, are shown here. And I would say that for you coming from Taurus, your lucky dates are going to be the 6th, the 15th and the 24th. The 6th, the 15th and the 24th are going to be extremely lucky for you, you coming from Taurus. This is for the whole month of November. So bookmark these dates, plan something important, whether for business, whether for job, whether for romance, whether for marriage. And you'll find that not only solutions, but many advantages come. You get very much supported as well. Okay? And now I'm going to talk to you about your lucky colors. And you coming from Taurus. And the lucky color that I will choose for you from this card for the month of November would have to be green. It's a wonderful card showing a lot of bonding together. And I like the colors very much. So I'm going to say wear a lot of green and you are going to be much luckier and luckier in everything that you do. And now I'm going to talk to you about your lucky directions. And let's see, lucky directions can be used, how to face your good directions, because that's where your good planets will be, at home and in the office. And for you coming from Taurus, well, it's again the card of Jupiter. So I will say if you face north, because that's the position of Jupiter, if you face north, whether at home or whether in the office, you're going to get a lot of encouragement from these planets, a lot of support, and a lot of wisdom as well. So try to face north as much as you can, and you might just get some good news. And that's what I have to tell you, you coming from Taurus for the month of November. I'm already Skyping and I'm charging USD 50 for a 90-minute Skype session. And this 90 minutes will cost you USD 50. And I will tackle all areas of your life, talk to you about your next 7, 8 or 9 years. And this will be based on your date of birth, time of birth, and looking at your palms. And with all that information, I will give you your lucky lottery numbers, your lucky days, your lucky colors, your lucky directions, a lot of information to make you, put you in a position where you can tackle your next 7 or 8 years in all areas of your life. So go to Facebook, go to Skype, send me an email, make the contact, and I'll come back to you as soon as possible. And let's get down to this 90-minute session. Until then, thank you and good luck.